As a kid, learning to read is a big deal, and for some it comes easily, while others might need a little extra help. And that's where places like Pioneer Reading Center come into play. Pam Frankforther is the director of the center and is here so that we can learn more about it. Thanks for being here today.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So we were chatting earlier, and this is if you have a child who is on an IEP or an individualized education plan, you know that maybe sometimes you might get a little frustrated, like they're not getting the attention or it's not being followed or something. This is where your school might be a good solution for those families.
Yes. Our school specifically caters to students with dyslexia or learning differences. So if you have an IEP through your public school of residence, you qualify for the John Peterson Special Needs Scholarship. So that's how our families are partly or fully funded.
Okay, so describe how the school will look to families, because it's going to look a little bit different than what they're used to.
Yes, so we cater to homeschool students. So these students would unenroll from their public school and we take them, it's small group, multi-age. Right now I have 3rd through 7th graders enrolled, and we are going to be working in the Family Life Center of a local church in our area.
So it's like a one-room schoolhouse sort of deal.
Yep. Yeah. Going back to the basics.
Yeah. So what made you decide this is something that our community needs?
I've been teaching for 19 years. I've been in regular ed and special ed, and this last 3 years I was a reading intervention teacher. And public schools are large systems and they're slow to change. And the last couple of years, a group of my colleagues and I tried to make some changes in the way reading instruction was happening, and were met with some resistance. So I did a lot of soul searching and talked to my husband, and I thought, you know, I think I can do this. I think we can make a school and make it happen. So
yeah, what was some of the feedback that you get from parents a lot, maybe when you've worked with students in the past?
My first open house was in this past February, and it was a full house. I had 9 families show up, and every single family wanted to see me after my presentation to tell me about their struggles, either with public education or as homeschool families that just don't really know what to do next with their child.
Yeah. So there's definitely pain points there. There's an individual for every student. So talk a little bit about how you are going to be able to do these individualized plans for each student.
So, well, first of all, the fact that I'm only going to take 8 to 10 students, so it'll be a very small group, and we will provide intense intervention. Most of them are dyslexic or have reading differences, and that just means that it takes you a little bit longer to learn how to read with more intention. So we plan on spending the first 2 hours of the morning doing reading, writing, and spelling every single day. And then in the afternoon, we're going to use that information to do projects. So we'll do project-based learning in the afternoon.
Okay, so it's all day though, right?
Yes, all day, Monday through Friday.
So for families, maybe they were doing homeschool before and they were like, I just can't, I'm not getting it done.
A lot of parents have come to me and said, we use this curriculum, it's been great, but now my child is hitting 3rd or 4th grade. I see their reading struggles and I don't know how to help. So
yeah, as an educator, what is the greatest benefit for you in working with the students?
I miss being in special education, and the downfall of being in special ed in the public district is that you are overwhelmed, your caseload is huge, and there's not a lot of support or training. So being in the small school sector, I think I can focus more on what students need and give them the help that they deserve, honestly.
Make that big difference for them. What is it like when a student, I imagine they can be really frustrated, right?
Yes, and in the public school large setting, that exhibits as behavior sometimes, or frustration, shutdown. And I fully believe that if you put the child in a setting where they feel safe and comfortable and supported, I think that will change and they will truly thrive.
So you're getting ready to start a new school year in September, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so talk a little bit about how families who are interested, do you still have spaces available?
I do. I have a few spaces available. They can find me on Facebook. That's where I'm most present, Pioneer Reading Center. And I also have a website, pioneerreadingcenter.com.
Okay. And is there a deadline or anything, or any kind of materials or different things that parents should have ready?
I do have an application on my website, and I do ask that that be filled out. And then the next step is for me to meet with the family and the student and just have a conversation and make sure that we're the right fit for each other.
Yeah, and if you do have a student in public school right now, you would have to unenroll.
You'd have to
and homeschool.
Notice of intent to homeschool.
Okay.
Yep, and that's a whole process that I can help the families
That you
through
can
as
help
well.
them through. Yeah, so there might be a family at home who's saying, "Oh, this is it for I've been looking for this solution and this option." So
And we're only about 30 minutes from downtown Toledo, 15 minutes south of Bowling Green, Ohio.
great, a
Not
great
a far
point there. I
drive.
forgot to ask you,
Yeah.
where is the school? Yeah, okay. So if you're at Lucas Wood counties, this could
Yep.
be a really good
Absolutely.
solution. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thank
We
you so
appreciate it.
much
Yeah,
for
have a good
having me.
school year. Yeah.